I have a question. I have a question. So are we listening to Drake's new album with Party Next Door? Or no?
So, how we feeling about Drake's new album? I thought I missed Drake with the melodies, but maybe I was lying.
I shouldn't have to hide how I feel inside. You were supposed to be my bride to be.
I'm in shock and I'm confused because I know he knows better than this. But it's like, do you want to be humiliated? Do you like being ridiculed?
And I should have knew it was going to be some shit when Drake was filming Get Ready's with me trying to promote the album. I should have known, bro. I knew, bro. Woke up all excited for Valentine's Day because I knew Drake and Party Next Door were about to drop. Baby, that has more skips than it does bangers, and I'm pissed. Like, I love them down. I've been rocking with them since way back, like the Drake Degrassi days, but it's just like, I really don't like it.
The beef never dies with me. Kendrick Lamar will soon see. Just kidding, I don't want beef, I just want peace.
I'm sorry, but how do you come off of losing the biggest rap battle in history and then you proceed to drop the worst album in your discography by far? It doesn't make sense to me, right? I have been waiting for Drake to come back from this beef and release some good music, because that's how you bounce back from losing a rap beef. You come back and prove that you're great at making music, and he's done this in the past. He has classic albums, he has classic songs, he has bangers. He has the capability to make good music. And what I just heard, some shitty songs for you, terrible. Some of the worst singing performances I've ever heard from Drake in my life. Some of the worst writing I've ever heard from Drake in my life. Some of those lines, corny, epic levels of corny. And
my girl just lied, she makes me cry. I can't be blamed for anything, I'm fine. I know you tried to ruin my life, but you can't though. By the way, the beef ain't done, fuck a Grammy.
I feel like them not the same melodies I was referring to, but I gotta listen again. And I'm not a hater. I like both of them. You know what I'm saying? It is giving his shot for me era, like I said. He tried to tell us with them bullet holes on stage with the little shirt. Y'all remember the little hoodie? So, maybe it just got to grow on me. Sometimes, most times actually, you got to listen to Drake album a good 3-4 times for it to really grow on you. I forgot about that. You know, I got to get prepped. You know, I got to prep for this.
I do think the Party Next Door and Drake album is bad. But let me explain why. Number one, not enough Party. The same way I feel like not enough 21 Savage on their collab album. You got to share the songs more. Number two, I feel like Drake isn't growing with his core audience. The same people who grew up on So Far Gone can't really connect with this, right? We're not talking about partying every night and dealing with women half your age. He got a song on the album called Glorious where you say you got kicked out your mama house, where you about to go now? What women are you dealing with as you push 40, if not 40 already, that they getting kicked out their mama house? We got mortgages and stuff like that. I'm not saying you got to rap and sing about mortgages, and I'm not saying you had to rap hard, because this is clearly a pop and R&B album. But when you look at Tyler, the Creator, who made Shock Value raps and grew into making classic albums, when you look at The Weeknd, who started off making dark R&B and now makes stadium pop hits, there's some level of growth that happens. And it was time right after the Super Bowl to at least make people remember why you're somewhere at the top.
This message is for Drake. This message is for Drake and Drake only. Drake, you lied to me. You told me that this album was going to be a Party Next Door Valentine's Day album. I was going to hear serenading and singing and all of this stuff. And I'm listening to this album and it's you talking about your ops. It's you rapping too much. You spoke through most of the songs. Party Next Door barely said anything. What was that? You lied. You lied, and you can take it and you can pack it up, because that's not a Valentine's Day album. There was no love. You told us how you had to up your security, and you told us about your ops that we already know about because you told us about them time and time again. Drake, what was that?
I'm gonna keep it above. This album is fantastic background noise for the hood. When you with the, you feel me, you chilling with a girl or whatever y'all got going on, that shit is great background noise. And that's not a bad thing. Not all music's supposed to be actively listened to. I've been told y'all. Sometimes shit is just there for the vibes. If you even call that bowl super while you round me, I thought it was good. Court documents are drafting, but I'm relaxing. And I know I told Party I'ma give him a verse, but then I heard what he sent and said fuck features. Hey,
I tried to listen to Drake's album, and I'm not gonna lie, thought it was trash. But in his defense, I will say this. I might be getting too old for that kind of music. You know what I'm saying? Unc might be too old for that kind of music. But I think so is he. I think so is he. Like, that was the kind of music that was lit when I was in college. Why are we still, you know what I'm saying? Like, where's the substance? He about to be 40. He older than me. And I know everybody frying Kai Cenat for his review of the Super Bowl and the Drake album, and y'all saying he lying. But Drake named him in a lawsuit. Drake named him as a streamer in the lawsuit. I would say whatever I had to say too. You know what I'm saying? I'm not mad at that black man. You know, yes, we don't believe him, but he got to do what he got to do. Now, I ain't get through the whole album because it's entirely too long. But the few songs I heard, I had to turn his TV off. And
Peace and love was bracket. The Aubrey cheat code is crazy, blood. You put this album in the R&B and soul category, right? Because you want to avoid the optics of competition of putting it in the rap category. But when you listen to the album, it's a Drake rap album type shit. Like, you took a bunch of parties vibes and party like I said, this sounds like a party album that was done, because a lot of people always mix up Drake's R&B for party sound. Like, they be like, oh no, it sounds like a Drake album. No, it sounds like a Party Next Door album that Drake walked into the session and was like, oh, you got your album done? You want to put it out? Let me throw some verses on there, actually. I'm going to put verses on that. Matter of fact, let's make it a joint album. I know Party personally, and I know for a fact he's sitting there like, bro, you wait until, like, you having your worst moment to want to push my album. My album is not going to get a fair chance out here because of you, my guy. So, like, just the way it's even being marketed is lame, bro. To put it as an R&B soul album, if it comes down to awards and anything like that, it's gonna go into those categories of R&B contemporary. You're gonna have him going against like Chrisette Michele and, you know, whoever else is R&B soul, like SZA and all of them. Like, you know what I mean? That's who he's gonna be in the category with. It's lame, bro. It's lame.
And so my question is, at what point in time do we all recognize bro is literally perpetually stuck in like high school? You got kids, a kid. I ain't saying it's time to break out the turtleneck sweaters and the barbecue 17s, but at the same time though, at what point do we go, all right, this is a little weird. I was kind of looking for something a tiny bit more mature. It would be nice to get that from the dude that's, you know, almost 40 years old. Bruh, when Future is making more mature music than you have a problem, whether the fans want to recognize it or not.
Like, that was the whole point that people were trying to make from the beginning. We like Drake with the melodies. We don't like Drake when he act tough. The thing is, I think the world's starting to see, like, even the melodies is not what we like you for. We like party melodies. You know what I mean? We like weekends melodies. We like the melodies that other street artists do, that when you get on a record, you'll do their melodies. And because you got a better tone voice than the average artist, when you sing something, even if it's the same melody, it'll sound a little better because, you know, you got a better voice. This is like cheat code to the max, gang. This is like
38, and I'm still great. Fuck what that little man gotta say. I dropped this on Valentine's Day, but this one for the boys, the dogs have to play.
Don't you think that's a bit weird considering the album name?
Man, fuck that. I'ma rap out how my exes still hate on me.
Okay.
And no way, that's an eternal issue. It's something I'ma keep blaming on babe. I had about 20 teens in the club, and right away, they appropriate age.
That's a weird thing to have to clarify.
Well, the beef ain't go my way, so I'm breaking those opinions up and give you something that...
Man, Kendrick won the battle, and I think he won the war. And I was a avid Drake fan, and I think the beef drew a line in the sand where people stand culturally. What Kendrick was standing on and what Drake is standing on. And I think because of that divide, Drake can't really come back from that.
And I'm going to say it since nobody else wants to say it. 90% of the songs on the album are almost good. Almost good. Why you say that, Tate? At some point in every song on the album, you listening to it and you like, damn, this motherfucker starting to feel like a hit. It's starting to get good. And then they'll turn and switch into some stupid shit. Not to mention, we don't even hear Party Next Door on the album. Holmes a background singer the whole entire time. Drake is Beyonce. Party Next Door is Kelly Rowland.
Listen to the Drake and Party Next Door collab album, back to back to back. I don't remember a single hook. Now, there are definitely some decent tracks, but I can't remember a single hook. That is a problem. These two artists have gave us some of the most iconic hooks in hip-hop. I'm on one. Life was good. Recognize work. How do you make an entire R&B album without a single memorable hook? You niggas don't sing good enough to get away with that.
Drake, you gotta stop. It's just not there anymore.
So Drake and Party Next Door, as we all know, released a joint project last night. Valentine's Day, R&B vibes, and I'm gonna give my honest thoughts on it. First, I want to start by saying that I don't expect much from any collaboration album unless it's an artist of Drake's caliber. He did a joint project with Future, What a Time to Be Alive. That was a moment. When he did the recent joint project with 21 Savage, Her Loss, that was also a huge project. And of course, when Jay-Z and Kanye did Watch the Throne, that was a huge project. But outside of those, when it comes to hip hop and rap, joint projects I don't really have a high standard for. Now, this isn't a hip hop album, this is supposed to be an R&B album, but I went into it with no expectations, and I gotta tell you, that shit was fire, boy. What? Don't get me wrong, bro. I understand some people don't like Drake when he's doing the like dragging his melodies and shit like that, but I love that shit. For what it was supposed to be, for a Valentine's Day vibe with you and your lady, it hits. Of course, there are standout songs like Give Me a Hug, where he's addressing the rap beef, and then you have songs like No Kia, which are like, where did he come up with that concept? Leave it to Drake to always come up with something that we haven't heard from him before and just be fresh and come up with a hit, bro. He's always going to have that ability. So anyone that's hating on him, you're going to find a way to dance to one of his songs that he puts out. Could the project have been stronger? I mean, if they condensed it, if they started it from track 6 and just kept that bottom portion, that would have been damn near a classic album, bro. The boy did not disappoint.
I feel like he recorded a bunch of shit. In order to keep Party around, you can take 10, 15 of these songs, put a verse on them, bitch, Party. That's our album, bro. The songs are already recorded. The songs are already recorded. These are all the songs that didn't make my previous albums. Go for it, bro.
I figured it out. I finally figured out why I don't like the new Drake album. It just boils down to maturity. I honestly don't feel like Drake is growing with his craft, you know? And it's the same thing. Girls that messed him over, him messing over girls, people doing him wrong, he playing victim, bro. Where's the maturity, bro? When are you gonna start talking about something new? We already heard this for your last 10 albums, man. Come on.
You can sing with me now, ain't it fun when we sing together?
I do like singing.
Everybody likes singing, and also fuck my ops, I'ma mention a girl that they was hanging with.
You don't gotta do that.
I hate that girl cause she hangs with my ops. I'ma name that girl, but none of my ops.
Why?
We can hate that girl together cause it's a Drake song, so at the end of the day, we're gonna hate on a girl.
Well, none of that was necessary. In fact, most of the things that he said wasn't necessary, but it is very fun sounding, so.
Why would you even drop an album that sounds as bad as this and then drag down another amazing artist with you? Like, this was your opportunity to lock in and prove yourself, and you did the exact opposite. And this is going to be remembered. Like, I've lost all faith.
This is hip hop, and instead of keeping it hip hop, you took your ball and said, I'm just gonna go sing now.